My name is JAIYEOLA. I'm the MD CEO of Bukka Hut. The vision to start Bukka Hut came to me in 2011. That was about 10 years ago. And I was working somewhere in Ikoyi then. And anytime I'm driving to work, I usually notice the high influx of people entering the estate. And I kept on, wondering to myself what I could sell to the multitude of people I see on a daily basis. So before we opened Bukka Hut in 2011, we saw that there was a need for a quick service restaurant that catered to people that love Nigerian meals. And that was the gap we sought out to fill. And one of the things we're actually proud of is that it took us about 5 months from conceptualizing the dream and for it to become reality. So from writing the business plan to looking for cooks, to looking for a suitable premises to also use, a property to use. And that's how the whole journey started. The idea for the name came from my sister-in-law. After we had shared the vision with family members, so we were debating what name to adopt. And we actually wanted the Bukka for it to be synonymous with Bukka. So, we're playing around with Bukka and other combinations, and she just said, oh, why not Bukka Hut? And it sounded right to everybody, and that was how we adopted the name. When I look back, one of the things I'm most proud of is how we've been able to evolve. From when we opened, even the flagship outlet in Lekki had, seen a lot of renovations as we were learning from, our mistakes. As the operations was growing, there were a lot of things that has come into, being able to build the brand to where it is today. So from all the learnings we've taken, we've been able to evolve, and to have what we have presently. We're happy with what we've been able to build. What we've been able to do is use our retained earnings to fuel a lot of our growth. So the shareholders have been very understanding, and we've kept reinvesting the profits that we'll be making. Apart from that, in terms of how we've been able to change the look of the brand as well, from the kind of sittings we had, the furniture and fittings, the kitchen as well, we've been able to upgrade as the years, has gone by. So those are the kind of things that we've been able to do. Basically for me, what I'm most proud of is the employees. I've been able to see people that joined us like 10 years ago and how they've been able to grow in the business, and that's what keeps us going. That's what gives me the greatest joy. Seeing people come in at a relatively young age, they get married while still with us, having kids, and just seeing the progression in them, that's what gives me great joy. And that's part of our vision and our purpose as well, to be able to transform the lives of as many people as possible. We've been able to upgrade our delivery service. When we started, we basically were running the delivery ourselves, and we realized that it wasn't very efficient, it was costly, and we're not getting the value we wanted the customers to get, until one of our staff suggested we have a situation where we do hire purchase with the riders, and we pay them based on the number of deliveries that they are able to do. That has been very successful and is also scalable. Then we also have a contact center, which I believe is one of the first in the QSR business. When we started the delivery business as well, what we were doing then was to have people receive, each outlet were receiving the calls directly. But we found out that it wasn't, the service was not personalized. So what we did was to centralize our contact center, and we invested in a software whereby we could have the details of the customer. And also, most importantly, as we're growing, we're also having issues with consistency in the products across outlets. So to be able to standardize a lot of the things that we're selling, we decided to have a logistics center where we could semi-process a lot of our items and distribute to the outlets.
My name is TEMITOPE ALAO. I'm the production manager here in Bukka Hut. Cooking is an art which you need to be passionate about, in order to deliver good quality meals in terms of appearance and in taste. We are also very conscious about where we source our raw materials from. We source good and quality raw materials in order to use it to prepare our meals to satisfy our valuable customers. In Bukka Hut, we try as much as possible to recruit highly skilled cooks, which we train all our processes in order to prepare our standard and quality meals for our valuable customers. In developing a new recipe, you consider the health benefits of the meal that we want to introduce to our customers. We try to check the nutritional value of all the ingredients that will be used for the meal. Then we try as much as possible to ensure that the meal is unique to Bukka Hut's taste, which will distinguish us from our competitors.
Yeah, we take customer service very seriously. For us, it means taking care of our customers' needs, and if they have complaints, also being able to resolve them as quickly as possible. So when we are hiring, interviewing for new roles, we are looking for smart people with attitude, because we believe we can teach skill and we can teach knowledge. So immediately we opened, the acceptance was very high. I happened to live in Lekki Phase 1 in like 2008, and anytime I was craving Nigerian meals, it's either I go to a guest house where I have to wait for close to 2 hours to get for the food to be ready, and most times they're very pricey, or also, there were some very local roadside people that were selling, Nigerian food, which sometimes with the hazard of the health issues that could come with that. So we identified that there was a need. Gradually from a month-on-month basis, we're seeing, the patronage come in, and we're very profitable, from like the very few months after we opened.
My name is Victoria Obo, Head of Operations, Bukka Hut. So, beyond selling food, Bukka Hut has been living up to its purpose by being a platform that accelerates the growth of Nigeria. We see this play out in the equal opportunities that is given to staff for the advancement of their careers. The company supports its workforce by organizing periodic and relevant training for its staff to help them in discharging their roles. Also, we see staff that join in as junior staff that grew even to management level in the company due to the training we've been given to them to help them develop their capability.
So for Bukka Hut, our purpose is to be a platform that enables and accelerates growth for the advancement of Nigeria. We believe passionately in people development, and based on that, for all our various stakeholders, we are continuously looking at ways to do more to impact them, to transform their lives. So from our employees, for example, we have a scholarship scheme that we are running, whereby we pay the school fees of staff members. We've done a single mother initiative where we help them to also pay the school fees of their kids. We had a yard sale last year, which was very successful, where we allowed small business owners that basically were selling just on Instagram to display their wares in our premises in Lekki and Bagada, and the feedback we got from the participants was that it was very beneficial to them. Then during the popular NSAS protest that happened last year, October, we also fed about 1,100 people, or we served 1,100 meals, just to help in that protest which we identified with. Yeah, when people think about Bukka Hut, I want them to think of a people-centric brand that is looking at empowering Nigerians. The local community around us, we are looking at doing things like scholarships for some community schools around. Then for the government as well, we are paying our part by paying our taxes on time. So those are the kind of that's what I want people to think when they think about Bukka Hut. Yeah. So in the next 10 years, we have very ambitious goals that we are setting for ourselves. By that time, we know we will have conquered, not conquered, but we will have been spread around the major places in Lagos, and we intend to be in other states as well. We're also looking at franchising, because we've had a lot of interest along that line, where a lot of people have, said they want to have a franchise in other parts of Lagos. So we are also looking at that. So in 10 years time, by the grace of God, we believe we should be bigger, stronger, and we will also be continuing to impact people positively.